Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Streamdorm news video. I am Adidayo, and today is quite interesting because over the night, at least over the night for me, I found out that DC Studios has already filed for trademark for three things: one, Lanterns; two, Gorilla Grodd; and three, The Flash. Now, a lot of us are thinking, what exactly does this mean? And that's why I'm here. I'm going to have to break down what it means and what you can expect. Now, the first filing was for Lanterns, the trademark Lanterns, meaning that it covers both comic books, covers both media, covers both merch. So basically, we all do know that Lanterns is coming up. So I think that's obvious when you say, "Oh, Lantern is coming up," and they file a trademark. It's obvious, so we know something is already happening. They've already filmed it. They are working on the post production, and all we just need to know is the release date. So that is self-explanatory. Now the other one is Gorilla God. It's filed for motion pictures, entertainment services, comic books, toys, and apparels. This is where things get interesting. We do know that a Jimmy Olsen centered show is coming up. We don't know the exact title, we don't know how it's going to be, but the last information we did get was that a Jimmy Olsen centered show is coming, and it's going to be a mockumentary that takes place in the DCU. Now, one thing about the DCU is that today they can make a very serious tone movie, tomorrow they can make a comedy, they can make they can make animation, they can make R-rated, they can make horror. So we do know that's going to happen. So something Jimmy Olsen centered show, which by the way, this Jimmy Olsen centered show is going to be filming during the time Man of Tomorrow is also going to be filming, because I believe they are using the same set. So it's just basically, let's use the same set, and since we are already paying for one thing, let's do the other thing at the same time. So we do know that happening. Now, one rumor that was going around was that Gorilla God is going to be the main antagonist to this particular series. Now, whether or not God has been arrested, or God is going to be interviewed, or the thing that is going to happen with God, we have no idea. But we do know that GC Studios have something God related, and have something that it's coming up for God, because we did see him in Creature Commandos. We saw him in the Vision by Cersei, and that means God is coming. So now, God appearing in a Jimmy Olsen show is like, okay, God is interesting, but Jimmy Olsen. Now, a lot of people are complaining about that because they feel like Jimmy Olsen shouldn't feel like a joke, and people really don't understand Jimmy Olsen that much. Jimmy Olsen has this nickname called Superman Pal, meaning Superman best friend. So in his dynamic with the Daily Planet, Superman, not Clark Kent alone, no, Superman had an interview with Lois Lane. You know that. It's like, in some stories is the first person that he had an interview with, but in the DCU is Clark Kent that Superman had an interview with, then Lois Lane. Now, Jimmy Olsen is a photographer, and he has taken, even in DC, he has taken so many pictures with Superman, and he has been put in so many situations. Meaning, wherever Superman is, Jimmy Olsen is there taking pictures and making sure that, oh, the Daily Planet can cover any story that has to do with Superman. Now, in the comic, because of that dynamic, he has gone through a lot of things. He has been turned to a gorilla, he has turned to a tortoise, he has been an agent for the CIA, which Zack Snyder, that was what Zack Snyder took for his own Batman vs Superman story. But Jimmy Olsen wasn't. I didn't think he ended up being a photographer and just died. So in so many stories on screen, as pictured Jimmy Olsen as a photographer, with with some dynamic with Superman. Now this one kind of makes Jimmy Olsen a news reporter slash photographer, which is going to host his own show if he's going by the mockumentary style. The Daily Planet feel like, oh, we want to expand reach, want to expand the type of contents we put out, and say, okay, we are working on this show, and we want Jimmy Olsen to be the lead, or to be the producer or to be the host of this particular show. So that could be what the Daily Planet is working on. And Jimmy Olsen, being Jimmy Olsen, is going to have to go through all these scenarios, go and meet all these villains. And when we say God is coming into the DCU, we're like, if someone like Jimmy Olsen, then there's no issue with that. Remember one thing, for all of you that are all Zack Snyder's fans, and that's like one of your best Superman, I have no issue with you guys. Darkseid was introduced in the Jimmy Olsen comics, so meaning if you see the wildest of things in the Jimmy Olsen, so I thought, why Jimmy Olsen? That Jimmy Olsen is just a no character, blah blah blah, that we saw in the movie. I don't like Jimmy Olsen and everything. Just know that when it comes to Jimmy Olsen, you can see the wildest thing. If you watch the latest My Adventures with Superman, so many wild things happen with Jimmy Olsen. Is even the boyfriend. No, I don't think it's official as the last season, but Supergirl likes him in that series. So we don't know if the DC is going to take that same route where Kal-El is boyfriend with Jimmy Olsen. We don't know, but we do know that anything can happen when it comes to something that is Jimmy Olsen related. So Gorilla Grodd coming in a Jimmy Olsen show, the show being a mockumentary, is on brand with the character. Now, whether or not you like previous version or you like this version doesn't really matter. So that has settled that. Now the next one is the logo of the Flash. So many posts were saying that they trademarked the word Flash, but that's not the case. It was just the logo. Now I remember, I think it was 2021 or 2022, the Flash movie was released. It was like the last. Is it the last or the second to the last? Okay, yeah, Aquaman was the last. So the last one of the last show to the DCU. Now there was a particular story that I got from someone for clarification, was saying that Flash was what they tried to trademark Flash, but I think they didn't complete it, or so they abandoned it. They've trademarked it. They didn't trademark the word Flash, but they did trademark the logo, the Flash. Now the speculation, which is true, is that are we going to get Flash in Jimmy Olsen? Now James Gunn said that they're not really planning to do with Flash right now, but we've had precedent for things James Gunn saying they've planned and things they're actually working on not being the same. The great example is Jimmy Olsen. It wasn't part of the initial state, which actually, yeah, if you are watching this video, you find out that the initial state doesn't include Jimmy Olsen. So if the Flash wasn't initially planned and they're trademarking Flash, it's whatever thought you have, I believe it's valid, because it means that will mean that Flash is coming to the DCU. Now, my own speculation is I don't think Flash is coming to that Jimmy Olsen show. Now, they may mention the Flash, but I have a feeling Wally West may appear in that show. Wally West, according to James Gunn, is going to be the main Flash for the DCU. So whether Jimmy Olsen, another speculation that comes to my mind is whether Jimmy Olsen has to go to a crime scene and there's a murder, Barry Allen may appear, and we will talk about Barry Allen will be checking out the dead body and all this kind of thing. I'll be like, oh, Mr. Allen, or Wally West will be there and be like, Mr. West or something like that. Sure. The job of Wally West has been, I can't remember the actual job Wally West did in comics, but I do know that Wally West Also, he did forensic. I think he did law in John Justice. He did. It was part of a this movers organization where they are moving people from one place to another. I think it wasn't movers or security. Ah, that's not about Young Justice. I think it's security or movers. I can't remember, Sha, but he had one particular. So, Wally West may appear in that Jimmy Olsen show. That is my own speculation. Just a quick roundup of what we talked about so far. We do know that there's a trademark for lanterns. It's a lantern show coming up, so that's obvious. Gorilla God also has a trademark. We're expecting Gorilla God to appear in the Jimmy Olsen mockumentary show, and of the Flash was trademark. There's no story behind that, but we can speculate either Wally West will appear or Barry Allen or somebody in the Flash family will appear in that Jimmy Olsen show. And also, Man of Tomorrow is going to start filming, I think next month. Then the Batman is going to start filming by April. So we will start getting more information on that. What I do want from you is leave a like and subscribe. If you have seen this on Facebook or TikTok, hit the follow button. You can put the comments what you believe all this thing means. Put it in the comment section below, and make sure you are following Streamdorm on every social media platforms. Right now our Instagram is down, but we're working towards getting the Instagram back. We've had multiple Instagram accounts, and hopefully this time around, if we do get our Instagram account back, or we create another one, hopefully we can maintain it for as long as possible. So follow us on the rest of the social media platforms, and check out streamdorm.com, subscribe to our newsletter, read our articles and other things, and you can check me out at the real boat on every social media platform. So I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below, and see you in the next video. Bye for now.